the details as necessary. Otherwise, enjoy the footage of Vienna. I'll tell you what, this game of tag absolutely comes down to the wire, so hopefully you enjoy it, and otherwise, let's jump into it.
All right, this is the first video of the game. I'm supposed to go next. Oh, we're in the middle of the road. Okay, we're in the cafe. It's 8:48. I'm gonna leave at 8:50, draw my task, and begin the day. They're sitting here for another 15 minutes after that.
15-minute timer, ready to go.
Okay. Okay, so I drew my first task, and it was immediately buy a book club book at a bookstore.
Quick explanation here. We made a list the night before of 27 random tasks, and I just drew my random one here. You basically get tasks throughout the day. You get the points associated with that task if you complete it. You cannot skip it, except you can veto by standing still for 5 minutes.
I looked it up, and there are bookstores that open at 9. So I'm just gonna walk in my direction of my destination. The first place I'm going to is that one that begins with a V. It's like Vol whatever, but it's 20 minutes away.
Okay, last thing I promise. We picked 10 locations surrounding Vienna to go to for 3 points each, and we have our own random order for those locations that we need to follow to get the points. So I'm headed to my first one, and a reminder that I have 15-minute head start on Jess and Lars, who are tracking me constantly and about to follow.
Then I have to walk back 35 minutes the other direction, so it looks like all of the bookstores that are closer to the church that I'm going are open at 10, and there's one over here that opens at 9, so I'm just gonna go straight in, look for Ulysses as fast as I can. Hopefully I'm out of there by like 9:03. They can't even leave until 9:05, and then I can continue jetting on, and I'll have 3 points. Okay, I'm here outside the bookstore, and it's not open, but I have another minute or so. That's actually the church in the background that I need to go to. Whoops, there it is. Do you have Ulysses? A copy of Ulysses? James Joyce? It can be in German.
Upstairs, please.
Upstairs? I'm looking for Ulysses.
Yes.
James Joyce. It can be in German. It's okay. German's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Amazing. Thank you. Okay, I'll just buy this now. Thank you. Okay. Well, that was really successful.
Yo, we're coming for Ryan, baby. We just left the cafe. Our 15 minutes is up.
We know he's trying to tag votive curse. We're about to cut him off.
We're headed to votive curse, and it's gonna get messy. The cafe we were at just didn't have a trash can, so we gotta find one of those. All right, that should be 1 point, right?
So I'm gonna reserve a scooter that's up near here, and then I'm gonna grab it and do my best to just absolutely fly in the direction of the next thing, which I can't remember, but it begins with a Z. Okay, I mean, I believe this counts as at the church. I'll keep recording a little bit longer to avoid any controversy. Here's what I'm gonna do. I've got this scooter reserved, but Jess and Lars have only just started walking in my direction, so they're generally heading this way, knowing that I might have to kind of head back in their direction. I don't want to scoot so fast that I actually go where they are. I want them to kind of lure, I want to lure them this way a little bit and then be able to scoot away. So I might actually kind of postpone that. Now that I've unlocked 3 more tasks, I'm going to figure out what the next task is and see if I can do that to get some pointage.
All right, yeah, we'll see you in a sec, Ryan. Sorry, bud.
Okay. The next one I drew was 10 or 20 push-ups for 1 point. Can you see him? Not really. That was also just an excuse for me to stop. 16, 17, 18, 20. Okay, that is a point. My hands are disgusting. Now I can look at the next task.
All right, it's windy, but we were closing in on Ryan. We think he might have vetoed a task because he's just sitting in the park of his first.
Yeah, we got a
location.
sitting duck, and the fact that he doesn't know where we are, like I'm like terrified for you, Ryan. I hope
no
this
audio.
Yeah, I hope this audio is okay because it's blustery.
I got the one that I didn't want, which is try on a clothing item in a fitting room for 3 points. So I may have to just generally head in the direction of my other location and just hope I pass like an obvious department store. Okay, I'm deciding to do something. It's been 5 minutes. It should take them about 15 to get like close to me, 10 to 15. And so I think I'm gonna take the scooter, go all the way to the river, just go right. It's like the long way to get to the church, but I think I'll lose them doing that. And then they may not think that I'm gonna head back that way, but I do need to head back that way for my next location. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, so we thought we were closing in on Ryan, but he pulled something and when we lost him.
Okay, I rode for 8 minutes and 40 seconds down along the river. The first 3 minutes of that, maybe even 4 or 5 minutes of that, were really useless. I was trying to go a certain way, and then I had to like go all the way around, and they were only just catching up to me during that time. So I may have screwed up. I definitely.
One like interesting element is that the location thing takes a beat to update, and so like if you have to make a snap decision, sometimes you're doing it with delayed information. And so we both should get like 5 points for that or something. I don't know.
Something.
We'll see you in a bit, Ryan.
Okay, I should have stayed on that thing longer. I think I screwed up, guys. I'm gonna maybe consider unlocking another one. So basically I used almost 2 points, and now I would have 5 in total. Also, what I haven't been doing is looking for a store that I can use the fitting room in. So I'm actually gonna do something that I had strategized about a little bit, but I forgot about, which is go across the river so that when they see me, they can jog, but I will be far away. Bet you didn't expect this, guys, did you? I'm going down to the river, boys. Look at this. There's no way you're on this river. You're way over there. Right now you're like, he's on the river, and then you're gonna go over here and you won't be able to see me, and you won't notice that I'm literally down here.
All right, so Ryan crossed the river. There's only one location across the river, so he must be going there.
There's actually sort of two, because there's one bridge.
There's one on a bridge, right?
Yeah.
But there's really only like 3 bridges that he could take to come back over. So Lars and I are gonna try and like set up camp between 2 of those like most likely bridges that he would take.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in a sec, Ryan. Bye.
Also, bad luck on the clothing store, so I'm not seeing anything, but okay, I'm now realizing that I went way up. They would have started to head that way. Then I zipped over to the river and down. They would have seen that, started to head generally that way, but they also would have sat. They just can't go that fast because I was on a scooter, so they would have been generally still, I'm guessing, close to where we started and just sort of heading my direction. So if I go down, the problem is the next thing I gotta do is right like over, and I'll meet them. I have a bad feeling that that's where a showdown is gonna happen. Imagine they're just running right there.
Behind the trees.
We saw Ryan crossing a bridge. His shorts and my hat are so obvious, and he's looking around like clearly paranoid.
I'm D-locking like crazy.
We have eyeballs on him.
Okay, I see them. They're literally running. I need to get out of view.
He's about to get got.
I have to get out of view.
We'll see you in a second.
Here he is. I got stuck in a dead end.
All right, in the absolute thrill of the chase, I feel like a cheetah.
That sucked. But reminder, the 10 points added on after the fact. I still have my 5 to use for the scooter. So first of all, I just need to go to this next location. I don't have like time to screw around anymore. I got to get those 3 points. The fitting room one is making me more and more nervous. I just feel it's difficult and annoying. It feels like I'm going to get caught in there, but we'll see.
We're on like a deck above the river.
What if he came up here and just dive over the side?
He almost had us because we had to wait for like a highway to stop running to cross the street.
That was wild, yeah.
He then
got unlucky.
got very unlucky about where we saw him.
There were no crevices.
Well, he did duck behind, and I had to like speed walk for like a long time. I'm pretty gassed.
I jogged across the street. I feel kind of bad about that, but
well, that's safety. We've been doing what's called safety jogs. Like if you're across the street and someone's driving at you, you can kind of do a little like scoot. But yeah, very satisfying catch.
Give my phone a little turn off session.
Yeah, we're gonna charge batteries for 7 or 8 minutes. How much we got?
He's got till 9:48. So
right.
we're chilling.
All right,
We're hanging out.
all right. See you in a sec, Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the problem. I'm going here, my location's right there. I'll be able to capture that with 3 points and I'll unlock 3 new additional tasks. I still have to, of course, break through that first one. I might just veto it by sitting there for 5 minutes and then begin the next one, but we'll have to see. The problem is the next location is like right where I already am. It's right where they are. So I kind of have to like give up on that for a while. Maybe I just focus on the fitting room one instead of vetoing it. But I can't really go, oh God, I can't really go to the next location. Certainly not for a long while. It's going to be really difficult. So right now I'm focused on getting to this first one that I was already headed to. I don't even know what this location is. I think it's this building. On the map, it's like at the edge of this bridge, so I'm here. Like I said, the next one I have to go to is over there, back where I came. So, considering a couple options, this gets me 3 new points, so I'm up to 8. It also unlocks 3 new tasks, so I'm not gonna have any shortage of tasks because I only have like an hour left. So I think I might have to just grind and see if I can get through all 6 while evading them. I think I'm just done with the locations. So there it is. I'm considering, I'll walk for a while. I was considering vetoing that other one, especially while they're standing still, but I think I'm gonna, this is so much fun. I think I'm gonna see if I can find a fitting room and do that. And then, God though, tough game.
All right, so here we are on top of this beautiful, let me get the cinematic mode, there we go. Wow. On top of this beautiful like rooftop bar thing. There's my current partner, Jess, soon to be enemy.
True.
And we just saw Ryan, he went down like way over there. He went somewhere like that way. And we're about to cut him off again. We just caught him for the first time. He was chastened, but immediately sped on his way again.
We were both like excited to like have some chit chat, like see how he's doing. He was like, no, I'm going.
He was gone. He was gone. He was very serious.
Absolutely everything nearby opens at 10. And now, based on the way I walked, I actually think they have a shortcut to me. I need to remember that. It's all about the hypotenuse, but it's really hard to avoid, you know, essentially taking a longer route, because it's kind of like I'm just trying to go in a logical direction, and then I take one turn, and I'm like, oh yeah, they could just cut me off now. It's basically what happened when I just crossed the river, I think. Okay, I'm gonna veto the fitness one. Nothing's open, and I just know that by the time I get there, they'll be able to cut me off. So I'm going to go to this bus stop and sit down, and then start the timer for 5 minutes. They will be able to leave in about 5 minutes, but I'll at least have like this 10-minute head start or whatever I have. And I just have to roll the dice on the next one. I won't know what the next one is until after I vetoed. So that's rough, but I'm gonna try to stay out of sight here so they can't jog towards me. All right, timer started. I can take this time to get a little water, which I did, and talk about James Joyce's Ulysses. So I don't know what that means, Roman something something. Look at that, boys. Staatlich und feist Erschen Buck Mulligan.
But we're about to catch him again. We got 4 minutes to wait. We think he's heading south along the river canal, and we're gonna cut him off. Ruin his day.
Okay, yeah, I'm confirming that I'm done with the locations. There's no way, unless I happen to just get lucky, but I don't know where they are, so that doesn't make any sense. Unless they like catch me again, minus me 10 again, and so then I have 15-minute head start, then I can go to it, but I have to just go and walk in the other direction. I really, really hope my next task is something doable, a little bit more on the go than this freaking fitting room, especially with nothing open. I can't believe I got 2 of these brutal ones. Okay, good news, I got selfie with a horse. Bad news, I haven't seen a single horse, probably because of just where I am. So I don't know where they are. All day I've been wondering about that.
Yo, so we're trying to anticipate Ryan's movements, but
He's a squirrely little fella.
very squirrely, and the fact that the locations are randomized mean that like his movements could be deliberate to like throw us off the scent, or like because he's doing like a strange task, like maybe he had to like hop on the subway for a stop and that's why he went like a direction that makes no sense.
I'm gonna take a scooter up here, get on it, zip even further, and maybe towards the city center so I can get towards a horse and get that pony back.
But it is like a really fun and interesting, like, you gotta get in his head, but then you always have the handicap of like, he might be doing something because he has to because of the randomness. It also continues to be the blustriest day in Vienna city history. We'll see in a sec, Ryan.
There she blows. The new goal is to not lose another 10 points, because that's the only way I have a chance. I think that's what the game has come down to. That penalty is just so high. Oh my God, I see people running, but it's just because they're running to the bus stop. Okay, I'm like, not sure what I'm gonna do. I haven't seen a single goddamn horse this whole time. Okay, another switching strategy. Still can't find the horse, but I'm gonna get on this freaking scooter. And this is such a nice fat bike lane that I don't know where they are going to come from, but I'm gonna just turn back that way and zip as far as I possibly can. God, I hope I don't see them right now.
All right, guys, here we are, back again at the venerable and sad Franz Joseph. There's Jess, and we are once again closing in on our good buddy Ryan Dean.
Okay, good, I'm on the scooter. I'm gonna zip this way, and let's see, I don't know where they are. I keep seeing people running.
As far as I can tell, we're here, because it says on the map, you're here.
Yeah.
Ryan, he went, and now he's coming this way, and he's coming in the street somewhere, and we're gonna go,
Schnappy. I'm doing something completely nuts. I have not seen any horses. We made a joke before this that was like, what if it's a horse holiday? I don't know what's going on. I'm not seeing them, and maybe I'm just in the wrong part of town, but I'm going to the horse stable because I'm near it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Thursday.
until 29.
Bye, Ryan. We just ran into Ryan. Like, we turn a corner, he turns a corner.
I saw that he was like so close to us.
Okay, I just got caught. I just got caught and that was bad. I just turned the corner, they were right there.
Wow. The thrill, dude, that is... What a rush.
Him not knowing where we are.
Yeah, the idea that we're gonna be walking around, like, I'm going next and I'm just thinking, like, the entire time I'm gonna be absolutely completely like, yeah, truly. Oh man. Alright, well, got you twice, Ryan.
Alright, the horses are supposed to be like around here. I took a selfie with the stable horse because that's literally the only one I could find. I drew another thing, and it was finally a good one. It was get a drink at a bar and cheers a stranger. That's my type of task.
I just wanted to like sort of talk about the moment because we've done a lot of like fun and games, a lot of jokes so far, but this is serious.
Yeah. Think about how much we miss our fourth member of the Brisket and Ribs Book Club, Piercy Gentrin. He's back in the States, but he'd love this game, and I think we'll probably, I mean, honestly, the amount of fun we were having the first, hour plus, we'll probably play again.
Yeah.
We'll do it in another city with Piercy there. He'll love it.
I can't help but notice that those beautiful statues of the 12 labors of Hercules.
Indeed.
I think about Pierce and our time.
Well, Pierce is,
together. It's sort of like Hercules.
I mean, we refer to him as Hercules when he's not around.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh, I miss Herc.
Big Herc.
But yeah, I imagine Piercy's gonna watch the the video of all this, and we just want to say we miss you, man.
And we'll play with you at some point, even in DC. Like this would be fun.
I would do this anyway.
Yeah.
After this one, I will only have one more task after that before I need to go to a new location to unlock more. I'm gonna look for an Irish pub. See, this is perfect. This is what we needed. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Success. I've not eaten anything. Perfect. Success. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, success and right on time, because this is when Lars and Jess are done and they can start following me. I drew the next card, and it's just I have to do 50 jumping jacks. God, it was a little early for that. I'm actually gonna wait to do the 50 jumping jacks until I get to the location. It's only a 12-minute walk away. I have 20 more minutes. I really can't afford to get caught. I may have to use my scooter. We'll see. I'm gonna just stop and blitz to the location. I almost want to see them just so they can see me riding away, but I'm just gonna go for the location, then do the jumping jacks when I get there. Hope I can sneak in another task. I only have 15 minutes. All right, I'm feeling quite good and quite safe. There's no way they would be near where I am. I'm gonna cross the bridge, get that location in time, and then, God, could you imagine if they're just chasing me as I say that? And then I'll do the jumping jacks super quickly, and hopefully have time to draw one more task that is doable, but realistically I'll have to just sit there and wait for them.
We're literally chasing. We can see Ryan. Oh, you can't see him on that. We can see Ryan on a scooter. He's pushing.
Okay, this is definitely Schleusing Park. It's literally a skate park.
This is insane. All right, we're gonna get you.
It's not a skate park, but what's funny is I literally crossed the river. I thought it was on that side. So.
All right, that's Ryan fleeing on a scooter. Me and Jess sitting behind him, and we're out of gas. We've been jogging. Oh, there he goes.
They were on my ass, and I couldn't finish filming. I'm wondering if they doubled back to go back up the road, and I'll have time to come back and do it again.
Okay, so unfortunately after this moment, our recording kind of breaks down. Let me explain to you what I'm doing here and how stupid of an idea this is. I had just gotten seen. I have to record the location for 30 seconds to get the points. I had only done about 10 seconds, so I scoot away. They can't get me. I'm pretty far along this river, and I think I have 5 minutes left in the game. I've got to get this location and get these points. I'm so close to it. So I thought they would go up. I couldn't see them anymore. I thought they would go up to the street. I could zoom back to the location, have time to film. They would run down to get me, but they would be too late, and then I could scoot away and I would have the 3 points. Instead, what happened is I couldn't see them. I'm scooting along. I still can't see them. I'm scooting along. And then Jess jumps from behind a hidden wall to get me. Brutal, brutal.
Lars started to go upstairs, and I was like, wait, I should go this way. I turned the corner. Ryan's on a scooter, and I got him. Snappy.
All right, well, I'll take the L. All right, well.
You had a great first session.
That was great.
Unbelievable.
So that's the end of episode 1 of this game. What an absolute blast. I had a few minutes left here to do the jumping jacks and actually claim that location, but I ended up with negative 18 points. So can't believe I got the 4 points and then lost the 10 by getting caught at the end. What a huge mistake going back there. Hey, look, you live and you learn. So can Jess and Lars beat negative 18? Well, let me tell you, it comes down to the literal last minute, and it is so much more dramatic than you could ever predict. So stay tuned for episodes 2 and 3. Thanks for watching.